Hi, this is Joe Murphy of Shaker Consulting Group. I had an opportunity to meet with James Gilmore of Strategic Horizons. He's an expert on the experience economy, and he spoke about what we can do to improve the candidate experience. Here's what he has to say.
Would be some dimension of time, and one that comes immediately to mind would be memorability. So how memorable is the time? If you're interviewing candidates, do you even remember who's who at the end of a day of interviewing? Do they remember you? So do they remember you years later? So memorability of some fashion might be there. One thought strikes me in that space, if you want to look for actual criteria, what if you were to do let candidates evaluate the process, let's say, of an interview day, and those other aspects of recruiting and selecting talent. But if you just focus on that one, if you ask them to just answer one question in a day, do they remember the interviewer's name? If they couldn't even remember your name, then what kind of impression did you personally make to the process? So, if not that, but other aspects of time, how the time was spent, your own criteria for productivity, or the percentage of time that they spoke versus you spoke, the amount of time that was question and exploration versus explaining and giving fact-based things. So, and every company might be different here, but some aspect of time, I think, would be the foundation for looking at criteria for a candidate experience. Well, everything we write about in the experience economy in the physical realm applies to the digital realm as well. And one of the frameworks that I would apply to the digital sort of touching of prospective candidates is actually not even our own model, but that of a gentleman by the name of Larry Keeley, the Doblin group, now part of Monitor, where he talks about the 5 stages of a compelling experience: the attracting phase, the entering phase, the during phase, the exiting phase, and the extending phase. And so often when it comes to experiences, we focus only on the during, like during the online interaction, what should that experience be? But I would look at really 5 different categories. And the attracting, what's your criteria for looking at the experience in terms of attracting? When a candidate's done filling out answering the questions, do they immediately even have the option or forward it to 5 friends and I just took this amazing online experience? So the referability to others perhaps might be part of the attracting. Entering, it could be even how far do they go in the process and withdraw or quit, or what's the first impression that the online interaction has. Maybe it's even not a question, but some other sort of point you want to make, or some simple diagnostic up front. And then of course all the during, which might be the normal things you normally associate with some kind of online profiling. Exiting, how does it end? I think it's something to think about. You allow them to provide some feedback back and get some immediate data capture right there. I mean, that might be a criteria. Are you learning yourself as you try to learn about them? And then extending, to me, there's a whole bunch of things. What's your follow-up process? Is just they never hear from you at all, or does everybody get a canned response, or are we taking a more nuanced approach where perhaps we get more clever with what kind of follow-up, not just electronic, but maybe even a physical thing. Imagine if every day you pick the one candidate that you thought had the highest potential for whatever criteria you have, and you actually mail them a physical object based on that. Wouldn't that be a great way to launch then the face-to-face interaction that might happen afterwards? So I hope those 5 phases help you. Not my own, but attracting, entering, during, exiting, extending.